Hello again, boys and girls. Mrs. Greenaway here another week. Pirates Past Noon. We're going to continue with chapters 5 and 6. Last time, where did we leave off? Let's see. Jack and Annie were with the pirates, and they were captured by Captain Bones with his two sidekicks, Pinky and Stinky. And from what I can remember, Captain Bones took their M medallion that they treasure. For Jack and Annie, it is a treasure. So we're going to pick up with Chapter 5, The Kid's Treasure. Jack and Annie watched in horror. The gold-greedy pirates seemed to have lost their minds. Jack nudged Annie. Together they started to back slowly away from the pirates, toward the treehouse. "Halt!" Captain Bones shouted. He aimed his pistols at them. "Not another step, lubbers." Jack and Annie froze. Captain Bones grinned. His black tooth grinned. "Tell old Bones where the rest is," he growled, "or prepare to meet thy doom." What rest?" said Annie. "The rest of the treasure," roared Captain Bones. "I know it's on this island. I have a map." He reached into a belt pouch and pulled out a torn piece of paper. He waved it at Jack and Annie. "Is that a treasure map?" asked Jack. "Aye, it's a map telling about Kid's treasure." "Which Kid's treasure? Not us kids," said Annie. "We don't know anything about a Kid's treasure." "Why don't you read the map?" said Jack. "You read it." Captain Bones shoved the map in Jack's face. Jack stared at the strange marks on the paper. "What does that mean?" asked Jack. "What does what mean?" asked Captain Bones. "Those words." Jack pointed at the words at the bottom of the map. "Well, it means—" Captain Bones' good eye squinted at the writing. He frowned, he coughed, he rubbed his nose. "Aw, leave him alone," Pinky growled at Jack. "You know he can't read," said Stinky. "Shut up," Captain Bones roared at his men. "Jack and I can read," Annie piped up. "Shh," said Jack. "Captain, make him read the map," said Stinky. Captain Bones gave Jack and Annie a dark look. "Read it," he growled. "Then will you let us go?" said Jack. The pirate squinted his good eye. "Aye, lubber, when the treasure's in me hands, I'll let you go." "Okay," said Jack, "I'll read it to you." He looked at the map. It says, "The gold doth lie beneath the whale's eye." "Huh?" Captain Bones scowled. "What's that supposed to mean, lubber?" Jack shrugged. "Hang it, take 'em back to the ship," shouted Captain Bones. "They can rot there till they're ready to tell us how to find Kid's treasure." Jack and Annie were tossed into the rowboat. Waves splashed the sides. The sky ahead was dark with thunderclouds. A strong wind had started to blow. "Row, dogs, row," said Captain Bones. Pinky and Stinky began rowing toward the big ship. "Look," Annie said to Jack. She pointed to the shore. Polly the parrot was flying over the sand. "She wants to help us," whispered Annie. Polly started to fly out over the waves, but the winds were too strong. She turned around and flew back to the island. The Whale's Eye. The rowboat tossed from side to side. The waves were huge. Salty spray stung Jack's eyes. He felt seasick. "Hold her steady," shouted Captain Bones. He pointed at the sea. "Or we'll be meat for those evil brutes." Dark fins cut through the water. Sharks. One zoomed right by the boat. Jack could have reached out and touched it. He shuddered. Soon the rowboat pulled alongside the ship. The air was filled with wild fiddle music and bagpipes playing, and Jack heard jeers, shouts, and ugly laughter. "Hoist him aboard," Captain Bones shouted to his men. Annie and Jack were hauled onto the deck. The ship creaked and moaned. It rolled from side to side. Ropes flapped and snapped in the wild wind. Everywhere they looked, Jack and Annie saw pirates. Some were dancing, some were drinking. Many were fighting with swords or with their fists. "Lock 'em up in my cabin," Captain Bones ordered. A couple of pirates grabbed Jack and Annie and threw them in the ship's cabin, then locked the door. The air inside the cabin was damp and sour-smelling. A shaft of gray light came through a small round window. "Oh, man," said Jack. "We've got to figure out how to get back to the island so we can get into the treehouse and go home," said Annie. "Right," Jack suddenly felt tired. How would they ever get out of this mess? "We better examine the book," he said. He reached into his pack and pulled out the pirate book. He flipped through the pages. He looked for information to help them. Look, he said. He found a picture of pirates burying a treasure chest. This might help. Together they read the words under the picture. Captain Kidd was a famous pirate. It is said that he buried a treasure chest on a deserted island. The chest was filled with gold and jewels. Captain Kidd, said Jack. So that's the kid that Bones keeps talking about, said Annie. Right, said Jack. Annie looked out the round window. And Captain Kidd's treasure is buried somewhere on the island, she said. Jack took out his notebook and pencil. He wrote, Captain Kidd's treasure on island. Jack, Annie said. Shh, wait a minute, he said. I'm thinking. Guess what I see, said Annie. What, Jack asked. He looked back at the book. A whale. Neat, he said. Then he looked up. A whale? Did you say a whale? A whale, a huge whale, as big as a football field. Jack jumped up and looked out the window with her. Where? Jack asked. All he could see was the island and stormy waves and shark fins. There, said Annie. Where? Where? There. The island is shaped like a giant whale. Oh, man, whispered Jack. Now he could see it. See the whale's back, said Annie. Yep, the slope of the island looked just like the back of a whale. See his spout, said Annie. Yep, the palm tree that held the treehouse looked like the spout of the whale. See his eye, said Annie. Yep, a big black rock looked like the eye of the whale. The gold doth lie beneath the whale's eye, whispered Jack. Wow. So do you see how that island there is shaped like the whale? And it's probably it's probably going to be right below his eye there. Because that's what the clue says, is the gold is beneath the whale's eye. So now they know exactly where to go to look for the treasure. Okay? All right, I'm going to put a bookmark right here, Chapter 7. That's where we'll pick up next time. And I hope you have a good week. And hopefully the weather gets nicer. We had a really cold a couple days, so let's hope that the weather is nicer. Miss you guys. Bye.